She's not a celebrity, but she's taken. So can't help falling in love. Can't take the hint and give up. My mama told me don't talk to people you haven't met. I guess my mama was right. But it's not 'cause everybody you meet is dangerous, but 'cause they'll break your heart. 'Cause she plays it so cool, making up her own rules. And I'm a loser for thinking I've got any shot in the dark. Now it's hitting me hard. Tell me, what am I supposed to do? 'Cause I've got an internet crush. She's not a celebrity, but she's taken. Still can't help falling in love. Can't take the hint and give up. I've got an internet crush. Internet crush. Internet crush. Internet crush. But if we met somewhere else, would things be different? Or am I wasting my time overanalyzing everything that I never said? Why can't I make up my mind? 'Cause she plays it so cool, making up her own rules. And I'm a loser for thinking I've got any shot in the dark. Now it's hitting me hard. Tell me, what am I supposed to do? 'Cause I've got an internet crush.
This is going to be the start of another reading vlog. I don't know what I'm reading yet, so I don't know. But I thought I could start off with an unboxing because we have quite a few packages to get and to open. And I want to open because I know one of my anticipated releases is on one of these. So let's just get into it. I also can't wait to get the boxes out of here. Look at her in all her glory. My anticipated release for the past 5 years. I have been desperate to get my hands on this book. Oh my god. Floppiness, the mateness. The cover, not my favorite, but it's the content that matters. I think I saw something that I wasn't supposed to see. And I'm not sure if I like it. Anyway, this is the 6th book in the Cat's Eye Chronicles, which is my favorite in the published and honestly favorite YA fantasy out there. It has been consistently just one of my favorite series ever. I always reread it every year almost. I love it so much. This is the 6th one, which was supposed to be published back in 2018-19, I think. And we haven't gotten it till like October last year, and I finally got my hands on it now. So at least to say, I am very, very, very happy to finally own this, to finally read it. I think I'm going to do a whole reread of the series because I love it so much, but I also just kind of want to read this very quickly. But I know there's a 7th book. Like, this isn't the final one in the end. There's another one. The 7th one. Who knows when that's going to be released, but we did get a new book and I am very excited for it, and I really just want to read this right now. If you did not know, this whole series centers around Asura, who runs away from her privileged life in this noble family because she feels like she doesn't belong there and her father doesn't really treat her like a daughter, and so she runs away in searches of her mother, of her own story, of trying to make a life for herself. And she stumbles upon Crash, who is an assassin who is also on the run from something else that is chasing him for his own revenge. So they kind of somewhat team up and they have this just a little adventure. This is like a fantasy that is set in, like, I think medieval times. It is so good. It is so good. There it is. The romance is slow burn, the characters are great, the world building, like, it isn't hard, but it's not bad, you know? It's like very easy to understand. We've got a map! I swear there wasn't a map in the other ones. Oh my god. We've got a map, which is great. Looking at it, I kind of imagined it a lot differently in my head, but you know what? It's fine. I don't really care. Not really. The The Wanderer's Fate is the 7th book. No, you cannot announce the 7th book. Like, it's already in here, but it hasn't been published yet, which kind of is, like, annoying. The only thing I don't like, I love the purple, but I hate the cover. They don't match. Like, the people on this don't even match the original ones in their own personal covers, but whatever. We're just gonna ignore it. The next one is a nice box. Ooh, yes, finally. This is Attack on Titan by Hajime Isayama, and this is the omniverse version that contains volume 31 and 32. And with this, we conclude my collection of Attack on Titan. I now own all 34 volumes. I was just missing this one, and I own them all. Like, I can binge read these whenever I want to now. If you did not know, this is one of my all-time favorite mangas. It is what got me into mangas and anime, essentially. And I love it. It is a dark fantasy world where the world has been overridden with these titans, which kind of look like these things here. And what is left of humanity is like living within walls, and one of these walls gets broken into, and it kind of just starts from there. None of your characters are safe. It is as brutal and as grim as Game of Thrones, but it's actually finished. So get some art at the beginning. Oh my god. And also both the anime and the manga are finished, so you can totally just binge either one. Oh, I love this cover. So excited. I'm so excited. And then the last box. This one I opened already because it contained some presents for my boyfriend, so I wanted to get those out. But I got myself something, as you do when you get someone else's presents, you know? But it is something that I've been eyeing for a while and that I've been wanting to get for a while. So this collection of all of Charles Dickens' major works. So this is most known works, and they're also like the ones that interest me the most because I know he's got a ton of books out, but these are the ones that are the most interesting, the ones that are most well known, and the ones where I feel like you need to start with. So I don't know what these editions are. It doesn't really say. It's like classic editions. I own the Bronte works in these editions, so I thought Bronte and Charles Dickens looked together, and I cannot wait to make that shelf. So we've got Great Expectations. We've got Oliver Twist, which I was not expecting it to be this chunky. We've got Hard Times. We've got A Tale of Two Cities, which is probably the one I'm most interested in, I think. A Tale of Two Cities, and then we've got, of course, A Christmas Carol. So I'm definitely going to be reading them at some time in the future soon, because I want to. I've been wanting to for a long time. Look at that. Isn't that just like a cute little haul? I cannot wait to read these. I'm super excited about this one, obviously the most, and I love the fact that I can complete my collection now. As for the rest of the week, I don't really have any plans on reading. I'm just focused on uni work, so we'll see how that goes. But hopefully you'll enjoy. I'll catch you soon.
She's not a celebrity, but she's taken. Still can't help falling in love. Can't take the hint and give up. I've got it. Internet crush. Internet crush. Internet crush. Internet crush. Never been to California, never been to LA.
So let's do a quick overview of how it ended up looking. I just love it so much more. Like, it's so much more cleaner. So in this one we mainly have classics, and we've got prettier classics and then just like these classics, and I do I do love how it looks. We've got a few trinkets up there now, but I love it. I love having a shelf just dedicated to classics. And then down here, I wanted to make this a romance shelf. I did not realize that I don't actually own that much romance, like pure romance. I don't own that much. So I ended up mixing like literary fiction, YA romance, contemporaries, just random stuff that I could get in here. So like we've got Elena Armas's books, we've got Ali Hazelwood books, we've got like more proper like romance, then some YA, some like Sally Rooney's also here, more YA, we've got Taylor Jenkins Reid's here, and then just like contemporary hardbacks. Focus. And then just like contemporary hardbacks. So these were like one of the designated shelves. And then this one, I also wanted to make my manga shelf, and I think I did pretty well. Like this is all my manga, so I'm very happy that this turned out well. So we've obviously got Attack on Titan, Death Note, and then just kind of like the random ones that I own. The problem is like I'm expecting to get more manga, so I don't know where it's gonna go. But for now, it'll do for now. And then kind of like this ended up, I really wanted it to be just fantasy, which is exactly what it is. Now it is a mix of like YA and adult, but it works. So we've got like obviously Cassandra Clare here with like very much just kind of the books that fit. So I managed to fit in Carrie Maniscalco, which I know is not exactly fantasy from what I've heard. I haven't actually read these yet, but it fit and they work, and they're all hardbacks and they're more or less the same height, so it's fine. Plus the stolen hair, because it fit. Then we've got a Sarah J Maas, which I love having them all together in this bookshelf. I just love how it looks. So obviously we've got Throne of Glass, Crescent City, Akatar, plus like my random I hate how this is not focusing all the time, and then just kind of like random paperbacks of Throne of Glass that I own. Then we've got my 6 Crimson Cranes duology, plus the Night Witch. Again, more random books. Then these are very much the next shelves are like what fit. So here we've got another one that's not really fantasy, but it should be. I think it should be fantasy. But this is like the... What are they? The Rosewood Chronicles, I'm pretty sure they're called. Yeah, the Rosewood Chronicles. And they're just like stunning covers. Honestly, they're so pretty, which is why I keep them. And we've got some... Marissa Meyer, more Holly Black, and then all my like independent author fantasy books from Amazon. Then this one is mainly high fantasy. Not much has changed here except that I like put my Brendan Sanderson books together, and then like Caraval and Bunny because they fit here again, but the rest is all just like Game of Thrones and the Priory of the Orange Tree. So yeah. And then this one is again very miscellaneous. Like there's no real order to these. I was just trying to get all my fantasy to fit, with like obviously the few exceptions. So we've got a little bit of Dark Academia here, we've got all the Stephanie Garber books, and none of my editions match, like except for these two, none of them match. With then again, this is more sci-fi than fantasy, but I guess it fits. Then we've got more kind of just general fantasy. And then here again, more fantasy. We've got the Grishaverse, we've got Puppy War, my V Schwab books, which I don't own a lot of. We've got quite a few books here. We've got the Frostwood Trilogy, Red Queen, and then all my Trisha Levenseller books. So I am like extremely happy that I managed to fit most of my fantasy here, or that this is just predominantly fantasy, because I love it. Having a bookshelf for fantasy is great. So then I was left with like this shelf and this shelf, which ended up being kind of miscellaneous books. So this one is mythology books. So we've got obviously Madeleine Minow, Stephen Fry, and Jennifer Saint. So that's good. And then we've got sci-fi, a mix of sci-fi with Divergent in the middle, because why not? So yeah, that's the shelf, which like is still very much just like two genres really, but this one really is just a mix of everything. This is like pretty hardbacks that I didn't really want to, like, I still wanted on display, so, and I couldn't separate these books, so this is how this ended up. This ended up being like his Dark Materials books. That's just my planner, so forget about that. And then again, this is just random books that I found that were paperbacks that I just kind of like put together. There's no real organization except for like the order I found them in. Like I could guess you could say like this is Second World War, this is mystery, but then this is just the rest of my YA books that didn't fit in the shelf. So yeah. And then again, more random, like we've got more sci-fi here. We've got The Precious Stone, and then like Girl Online. So like again, random, and then just random hardbacks that I wanted out. So yeah, I do overall love that they look a lot nicer and cleaner and like just nicer in general, all of them. But the problem is this. This is what I ended up with. Like, I always knew that these shelves weren't enough for all my books, but like this is a bit much, even for me. And like, this isn't even all my books. Like, a few of them are like in other bookshelves around the house. What? This is 3 towers of just books, which I love, and at the same time, I really need to find a proper space for them. But it's not going to be here because I love how this looks too much. I will deal with this at some point. This is also like a mix of notebooks as well, because I used to have my notebooks intertwined with my books, but now they're not. Now they're all here, and I put my journals, whether like they're finished or not, just kind of here with a bunch of like school books. So yeah, whatever. But I love my bookshelves so much. I am so excited and happy. Okay, so I don't really know where to do with this vlog. I don't really have anything planned. I know I have to get a lot of work done because my main focus isn't reading. It is getting my thesis done, which like the bulk of it is done, but I do have to like perfect stuff. I do have to come up with the conclusions, and it's just a lot. I'm kind of stressing. So yes, that's where like this is going to be a productive vlog. Like, me reorganizing my bookshelves is pretty much procrastination at its finest. My focus isn't really on reading, but having said that, I have been reading and I've watched a few things that I want to commentate on. So first off, I do want to say that I watched the Secret of Kells film. Oh my god, I love this film so much. It is perfection. It is one of my favorites. When it came out in 2009, so it's an old film, but I remember loving it as a kid, and I remember that I was obsessed with like the artifact that it deals with, and I remember just loving it so much. It's really good. It's a film about a young boy, a young monk really, who has to help with creating this book called the Book of Kells, or the Book of Iona really, to create this book that is supposedly magical, that is going to turn the darkness into light. And this is set during Ireland, during Viking area that came in pillaging these little small towns. So yes, it's a really fun movie. Honestly, it is gorgeously done. It's stunningly animated. If you're a fan of Studio Ghibli, I really would say check it out, because it is got the same sort of vibes in the sense that it is just beautifully animated, and the story is also very good. But it's like for kids, but there's like, it's for adults as well, and it is just so well done. I love it so much. But other than that, I've been watching Grimm like a maniac. I don't really know of anyone else who's watched the series. I think at first I thought it was like a fun series, like a cop show, but I am more invested. I am 4 seasons in. I've just started season 5, and I think I'm invested. I love the characters, not the main characters so much, but all the side characters are very well done. And I love them to bits, and I want everyone to just be okay. Which I feel like they will be, but it's a fun TV show to just like turn my brain off, if that makes any sense. But now I have to stop watching because I have to just focus on my thesis, and the only book that I picked up is this one. It is El árbol del mujer, dragón y otros cuentos by Ana Maria Schwa. This is a short story collection. It is a collection of kind of traditions and stories and myths and legends revolving around women from all parts of the world. So we've got some from like Tibet, we've got some from, I don't know, Russia, I don't know, Japan, China, all these like all around the world really, and I have only read one story. It was pretty good, but they're all just centering female protagonists and defying the laws and just defying and being strong, empowered women. So I've had this book on my shelves for years, so I figured I might as well give it a try. And I feel like it'll be a nice way to read something that isn't like a long book, but that is short, quick to get through, because like the stories are really short. They're like 2-3 pages each, so it's a nice thing to feel like I've accomplished something without having to use my brain so much, and it's also very interesting, so I have a feeling that I will like it. So that's what we're gonna be reading. And if I have time, I will pick up another book. And that is El arquitecto y el emperador de Arabia, The Architect and the Emperor of Arabia by Juan Miguel Gisbert. Again, another book that I've had on my shelves for years that I just have never read. And I don't even know what it's about. About a powerful emperor of Arabia gets architects to create something that they've never seen before. I don't know, but this is only like if I have time, because it's also like fairly short, and one that I've just had on my TBR for the longest time and want to get it done. I'll check in on you guys some other time. Bye.
twin brother, I keep missing his calls. It's funny just how easily a family can drift apart. I'm finally getting married to an angel in human form, but I still think about Nashville. Was staying here the right call? And it's always gone too fast, like a trip to the beach or the life of James Dean. And it kills me to think I'm avoiding the pill I can't swallow. And it comes, but it won't last. Like you're watching your life, waiting for the good part. And what kills me is I've been avoiding